Elizabeth Clapp. This presentation is a summary of all that I've learned in HSER 508 at Liberty University. I thought I was a great communicator until I took this class. I even thought I was a pretty good listener. Turns out, I had many areas of growth in the area of communicating. Enlarging the conversation is such a great way to describe reaching the potential of a dialogue event between two or more people. There are so many things that we do to cut off the other person, take the focus off of them and onto us, or just fail to actually hear what they're saying. Enlarging the conversation is productive and maximizes our empathy when interacting with another human being. Considering all that I've learned in this course, my overarching interpersonal communication goal in life is to listen better. It sounds simple, but in the short time that I've been practicing listening, it's made a huge impact on my relationships at work and at home. I think it has a similar impact that praying for a person has on me. When I take the time to give my whole self to that person in that moment, I just care more. When I care more, I begin to share God's heart for that person. It's at this level that I see kingdom impact, the moments in life that really count. Peterson, author of Why Don't We Listen Better, 2007, describes each person as having a stomach, heart, and brain involved in human communication. The stomach is our emotions, the heart is our spirit, and the brain is our thinking. Flat brain syndrome is caused by our stomach becoming overloaded with emotions and pressing on our heart and brain. That pressure affects our ability to relate to others, our thinking, seeing, and hearing. So, when our stomach becomes energized with emotion, we must decide what to do with it. Share it with someone, act on the emotion. When we allow those emotions to accumulate over time, it doesn't leave enough room for current emotions. I think the heart function is also the place where the Spirit leads us. It's not only where we open up with others, but it's also where we remain open to God. The reason the heart is our place of relating to others is because it's where we find that place where our spirits connect, that piece of God in all of us that we recognize each other with. When I said that listening has had a similar effect on me as praying, I can relate it to Peterson's theory. I am able to put aside my emotions so that my heart has its full potential to be present with the person that I'm talking with. Stewart, author of Bridges Not Walls in 2012, describes how communicating can be compared to inhaling and exhaling. Communicating is as natural for humans as breathing. Not only does this metaphor insist that you can't have one without the other, but it also reveals the life-giving result of practicing it. Inhaling is the taking in of another person, giving them your full attention and listening to them. Exhaling is being aware of yourself, presenting yourself, expressing yourself. I spent some time in New Zealand helping a Maori tribe and had the humbling experience of being initiated into the tribe. As part of the initiation, we placed our foreheads against one another and one inhaled as the other exhaled to symbolize the exchange of each other's spirits. In this way, we are also exchanging our spirits when we communicate with each other, as it is our way of sharing meaning in life. In order to reach the potential of a conversation, I must be present when I am listening. Being mindful to whatever is in front of me increases the quality of the time spent in that moment and allows me to experience life with my full self. Burley Allen, author of Listening, the Forgotten Skill in 1995, describes attributes of an effective listener as keeping an open, curious mind, listening for new ideas, and integrating all that you hear and know while focusing attention on the talker instead of my own internal dialogue, also known as internal noise pollution, and resisting distractions, external noise pollution. Something I found very helpful in this reading was to evaluate content rather than delivery. If I listen through the emotions to what the person is actually saying, I can have a meaningful conversation rather than an emotional one. If I respond to a person's emotions with more emotions, then I will only raise the energy level. By focusing on the content, I can get to the truth of what is bothering the person in a clear, meaningful way, while keeping a calm energy level. Carbonell, author of How to Solve the People Puzzle, provides a personality assessment using the DISC model of human behavior, introduced by William Martson in 1928 and rooted in Hippocrates' basic 4 temperaments. DISC, directing, inspiring, steady, or cautious. The DISC personality assessment provides each person with a unique behavioral blend combining the human temperaments to fit each individual. According to the assessment, I am great at influencing large groups but need encouragement and recognition. I tend to exaggerate and talk a lot, often making rash decisions without proper planning, and I thrive on challenges. Others expect me to be demanding, determined, and driven, sometimes being insensitive and impatient. Others see that I am motivated by opportunities to be in control and to stand out. Learning my unique behavioral blend helps me recognize what my strengths are, but also where my areas of growth are. Yep, you guessed it, listening. As an active personality type, I need to practice empathetic listening. I also need to let others take the lead as I tend to step up before others have the chance. I have a lot to learn from other people, so I need to feel more comfortable in the follower role. Being an officer in the Army, sometimes it can be challenging to allow others to lead while still maintaining my authority. And as I want to be a more empathetic listener, I also don't want to appear too soft and let my subordinates take advantage of me. Practicing in these areas of improvement will be the only way to find the right balance. Brown, author of Listen Up, actually suggests that truly effective communication involves more than just expressing yourself clearly. It also requires effective listening. Both make you a better communicator and a stronger leader. The more obvious barrier to listening for me is that sometimes I'm simply not interested in what someone is telling me. As I've been practicing listening, even when I don't want to, I find myself becoming more interested, and it becomes easier to listen. Sometimes I need to vent, and it's nice to have someone who cares to hear me, even if they're having to make an effort to care. So I understand why listening is important, even if I'm not captivated by what the talker is sharing. As a nurse, I know that it's especially important to be a good communicator and listener because building a rapport with patients leads to better patient outcomes, according to Bryant in The Art of Active Listening. She insists, be present, be interested, have time, and have respect. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.